go. What do we do now?
Hello. This is our first podcast, a little bit of a test of our microphone and our camera and everything, but it's an opportunity for us to introduce ourselves.
Yes, welcome. I'm Dan Boxall-Simpson, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Epic family CIC. So we're going to talk about that today.
We are. And I'm Bracken Jelier, and I am the Community Engagement Director for Epic Family CIC.
There we go.
So, Dan, I think first of all you should tell us a bit about what the Epic Family CIC is and why you think it's important to set it up.
So the Epic family CIC, Epic stands for Empathic Professionals Investing in Children. So we have children and young people at the core of what we do. And the idea of the organisation is that we are creating a culture, an empathic culture, right throughout, where we support each other as colleagues, and we are empathic in our approach when working together and working with others around supporting young people. Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know you, I know you're quite well known, but for anyone that doesn't know you, what's your background and what's brought you to this point?
So myself and my husband Lee have been fostering children for around about 7 years. I also sit on some fostering panels, which we can talk about more about that a bit later, I guess. So yes, and I've also been involved in some charity stuff, which involves young people, and also been a school governor. So a lot of what I've done over the last few years has been based around vulnerable kids, I guess.
So why did you feel the need to set this up and to sort of go ahead with this? Because your background's quite different to this, really, in the work capacity.
Yes, my work capacity is quite different. So the reason for setting this up is there is a huge gap, particularly in the southwest, which is where we're based, of an empathic approach, particularly in fostering services. So I've learnt over the last couple of years of lots of fostering households leaving because of not feeling well supported, not being understood. And I've also learnt of lots of really good staff, professionals, social workers, and education workers all leaving because, again, felt that the pressure's too much and not being adequately supported. And I think that it boils down to that empathic, understanding approach.
So how do you think Epic will change things?
So we are an organisation with lots of strands to it. At the core of Epic is our fostering service, which we hope to be launching next year. We're in the process of being assessed by Ofsted, so we've got an application in for that part of it. But it's not just about the fostering service, it's about all the other services that we can offer around that. So we're looking at putting together some structures for Epic mentoring, Epic volunteering, some education provision stuff, and the biggest thing for me about Epic is it being a community interest company. So a community interest company being that it's not for profit. So there's this thing where lots of people are really against profiting from vulnerable children, quite rightly, and that kind of sits with where I personally am. So the money within the organisation, any excess will stay within the organisation, with the idea of that directly benefiting our children and young people. The company can't be sold, so us as directors, we don't have shares, so I'm afraid you're not going to get rich. So although we will be paid in proportion to the roles that we take, because everybody needs to earn their living, we can't take big dividends or huge bonuses, and it can't be sold. So although the organisation could be transferred later on, if it was felt appropriate, it would have to be transferred for the benefit of the young people, so that it's all about the purpose of why we were set up. So it can't be sold to accountants or investors who then become financially motivated by it. So the Epic Family CIC isn't just about the fostering bit. The Epic Family CIC is a community interest company that is designed to support vulnerable young people, children and their families, supporters in the Southwest, specifically in the Southwest.
Indeed. I think that is a very good description. I think that gives everybody a big look into what we're aiming for.
Probably quite a long description.
Good test of our microphone.
Yes, we found our gain knob earlier. That was quite exciting.
Was.
We will be putting some outtakes on at some point, but much later down the line when people really know what we're like.
Anyway, I think that's a good intro.
So what about you? Why did you join Epic?
So I joined Epic because you made me. I am the Community Engagement Director, so that basically means that I will be helping from my own perspective in the sort of marketing, PR and engagement side of things. So my background was in television, radio and in PR.
But you didn't know where the gain knob was?
I didn't know where the gain knob was, I know. But see, I'm not that technical either. So, and engagement basically means trying to find ways to better engage with our professionals, with our families, with our community, and working out how we reach them. Doing everything from admin to events to newsletters to marketing to social media to face-to-face networking. Everything really. Everything about engagement.
I think about that culture, isn't it? So that ensuring that in our communications internally as well, that it has got that empathic feel.
Absolutely.
Whether that's the way we practice when working with each other and working with our service users, to the written stuff, so the boring stuff, the policies.
It's not boring. It's important.
It's important, but boring. Yeah.
I'm really excited about it, and it's a bit different for me because I'm excited about doing something that's for people, particularly because my career has been very much about working within businesses, growing the money pot and things, and this is a slightly different angle for me, and it's exciting.
It's very exciting. So what are we going to do on these video podcasts going forward?
Well, so going forward, we're going to talk to you about all aspects of Epic, really. I think we really want to, for you to get to know us as people, and for not just the two of us, but the rest of the team as well. And also talk a bit about fostering and about your experiences, and hopefully have a bit of a laugh as well.
Yes. Yes. Fun is important.
It is.
Yes. So on our next one, we'll be introducing our Chief Operating Officer, who will also hopefully be our registered manager. So you'll get to find out who that secret person is, which will be exciting. And we'll continue to introduce more of the team as it grows. But I guess at this stage, it's just about keeping people in the loop with where we are, what we're up to, what we're about. Yeah.
And people can ask us questions if they want to. When we post this, they can ask us questions, and if we can answer them, we will.
Yes, and I think once we find our feet, we might do it. We might even do a live one or two.
Yes.
That would have
There'll
been
be
a
no
disaster
swearing.
this morning, wouldn't it?
It would have been a disaster. Oh, dear.
Right, well, I think that's probably it for our first short introduction. But yes, do feel free to send us any questions.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.